After reading a few different books about the negative effects of fructose, namely by Richard Johnson, I decided to do a 30-day experiment where I consumed as little fructose as possible. I did not want this to be a low-carb diet because I've done those in the past and I know the benefits and the experiences those can have. So what I did was still consume glucose, mostly in the form of starch. To start off with these struggles, the first week was pretty difficult as far as cravings go. Before this experiment, I was not consuming very much sugar or sweets. I had a small amount of added sugar, and mostly my fructose was coming from fruits, which could be 4 to 5 pieces of fruit a day and some added sugar. The total fructose I was consuming before was roughly between 60 to 80 grams a day, and once I started this, I was consuming less than 5 grams a day. I was aiming for 0, but unless you're doing something like the carnivore diet, there's going to be trace amounts of fructose in most things. Like I said, the first week was a bit difficult. I had really bad cravings for sweets. I used diet sodas with sucralose for that first week quite a bit, and that did help me get through those cravings, and also I cut back on those diet drinks after the week. I also experimented with sugar-free candies for a couple days, which I later found out that things like mannitol can still contain certain amounts of fructose. So I only had those a couple times, and then in the first week it was a bit difficult figuring out what foods and recipes to have. What did I eat? My diet was based around starch and meat. So generally my meals would be rice with chicken, rice with turkey, or sometimes I would have oats or oatmeal with low-fat milk. I did have decaf coffee with milk and sucralose. I consumed certain fruits such as olives, avocados, lemons. I had some vegetables like broccoli. I did take a vitamin C supplement that was from a acerola cherry vitamin C supplement, and then I also consumed lemons and limes daily just to make sure I wasn't going to be lacking in vitamin C, and also a lot of the vegetables contain vitamin C. I did consume artificial sweetener, mostly sucralose, in decaf coffee, and then I would have that with the oatmeal sometimes. So the results, I would say the biggest benefit that I've experienced so far is the cravings for sweets are almost non-existent anymore. As someone that has a very strong sweet tooth, this is pretty awesome because normally at the end of the day, even if I don't consume sweets, I don't feel like I'm done eating until I have something sweet, and that can always push into something more rather than just having a little bowl of ice cream. It'll generally start to go into more cravings and wanting to sort of binge. The next is that I have more energy. I was trying to keep things consistent with the amount of exercise that I was doing, just so that wouldn't be a factor in any weight loss changes. But I did find myself after about a week or two having more desire to go to the gym and having better workouts at the gym. My sleep was improved. I felt like I could get by on 6 to 7 hours of sleep, where normally that starts to affect my mood. And then my mood overall felt better. And then now my skin was clearer, and it seemed like it was sort of helped get rid of some lingering athlete's foot. So for the weight loss, I'll put a before and after picture. my starting weight was 185, and my weight right now is 180, and my waist circumference, which is associated with all sorts of metabolic syndromes, things like that, is started at 37 inches and now is at 35 inches. And this is from not counting calories at all. I really don't like to count calories. And also, I don't think the weight loss is from water weight, because prior to the diet I was not consuming very much starch. So I think my muscle glycogen at the before was at least the same as it is now, if not less, because now I'm consuming starch 2 to 3 times a day, whereas before it was maybe once a day. So moving forward, my plan was to stick with this diet for 30 days and then start to reintroduce fructose at smaller amounts. But the benefits I've gotten so far feel like it's worth continuing for at least another 30 to 60 days. So I will continue doing that and continue to track this, making a video at 60 days and then possibly at 90 days. And just a couple other things that I will introduce is reducing fructans, which is a FODMAP, but it's a form of almost starch but with fructose instead of glucose. And the things that I will be reducing for the next 30 days are garlic and onions, which are the main thing, and also wheat, which I wasn't consuming much of, and I really try to avoid, but I'm going to continue to do that. And so if you have any questions or if you have any experience doing this, leave a comment below and feel free to subscribe.